Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a hot second. This is becoming a reoccurring thing on my channel where I post a video and say I'm back and then I don't post for another couple months. I just redid my art studio and I'm trying to get to a more regular posting schedule. Life's been crazy outside of like YouTube and stuff like that. So around the holidays, things will slow down for me. So my hope is to be posting a lot more around the holidays. Starting like mid-November, I'm hoping to have a more regular posting schedule. But I thought, well, I just sprained my ankle, so I've been kind of bedridden and house-ridden for the last couple days. And I've been sketching a lot in my sketchbook, which I draw digitally primarily. But it's honestly been really, really refreshing to just draw on paper. You just can't beat like the actual feeling of the pencil and the paper. So I thought I would just do a sketch with me video. I'm just going to look at some reference photos and do some drawing, and I thought I would just chat with you guys while I'm doing that. So I'm going to start with my F&H pencil. I've got 2H. I typically, when I am drawing with pencil, I like to start with a lighter color, a lighter pencil, and then I'll go in later with a darker B pencil. Thought I would just start. So I'm just gonna do a warm-up like portrait. So yeah, here we go. You guys can kind of like see my process and how I go about doing that. So yeah. I typically like to start with the eyes. I don't know. It just helps the drawing look like a person. Sorry, there's a fly, so if you hear that, I'm sorry. He's been buzzing around my room. I've been trying to catch him, but to no avail. So yeah, just getting the eyes. The wrinkles under the eyes. A few little eyelashes. Oh my gosh. This fly. Hold on. Let me kill this fly because it is in fact going to drive me crazy. I got the fly. So there should be no more buzzing in the background. And then I may have mentioned this in another video, and obviously this rule can be broken depending on the person and their features, but what helps me find where the nose should go is if you were to go to either outside corner of the eye and create like a loop, like an oval shape, the nose typically will rest around there. But again, obviously this is not gonna be the golden rule for every single person, you know, all obviously different like ethnicities and just person to person that can vary. But that's a good rule of thumb to give you a general idea of where the nose should go. I've also been experimenting with shadows. I often get scared to add shadows especially when drawing with pencil and paper, just because I'm afraid of making it look messy or just, I don't know, looking weird. I just used to not really do that, but lately I've been trying to push myself to add shadows in right away to help flesh out the face. With the reference photo I'm looking at, this lady does not have very dark eyebrows, so I'm just going in with like the shape and making it nice and faint. Now going to the lips. We're going to the ear, and something that helps me figure out where the ear should go is it kind of, again, this rule can be broken, but typically it will rest if you follow the nose. It's typically where the bottom of the ear will start, and then right around the eyes / eyebrows. So for this lady, say right around here. Then her hair is going to start right around this shape, but her head obviously extends further back, like so. And then her neck was probably somewhere over there. So, pull this down. So her part is roughly around here. It's kind of loose. I kind of just turn my brain off when I draw hair and just let it flow where it may. But remember, the hair has to come from somewhere. So I tend to draw it in like a strand from where it would start on the head. Then when I am shading a large area, So typically what I'll do is I will angle my pencil so it's on the flat side. So instead of drawing like this, if my hand's the paper, instead of drawing like this, I angle it. That way I can shade a larger area faster, and it's a softer line. So now that I have it, I'm going to go in with a darker pencil. So now I'm going in with a 4B. I started with a 2H, and now I'm going in with a 4B pencil. And I'm going to go in and define some of those features and darken up some areas that I want to be dark. I think at one point I had what might have been the darkest pencil on the market. I thought it was called Ebony something, but I can't remember. But I was doing a project in college, and I really wanted to get really dark, but I was working with pencil, so I bought. It was really expensive for one pencil. I can't remember the exact price. If I find it, I'll put it on the screen. But it was very expensive for a singular pencil. But it was fantastic. It got the job done. But it was also very soft. So I felt like I broke it a lot when I was using it for my project. The tip broke off a lot. So now erase this line. What I did in the center is kind of bothering me, so I'm just going to erase that. one thing that I still struggle with, and I could be using a tissue right now, but is the smudging that comes with drawing with like pencil, charcoal, any of that kind of stuff. Is my hand like getting all the stuff on the side of my pinky finger and then smudging it all. Typically, if I'm really worried about that, I'll just take a piece of paper or like a paper towel or a tissue or something, and I'll put that under my hand, and it kind of helps it from smudging. But it still is something that's kind of annoying. The reference photo that I'm looking at, the model has a lot of freckles, so now I'm just going in and adding those. I'm going to go in with my lighter pencil and add more of those freckles. So I'm going to start on another piece now, and I'm going to find a reference photo. Okay, I found another reference photo, so I'm going to start working on that. And this is more of like a 3/4 view. Let me actually just scoot that over a little bit. So she's looking that direction. She has a nice little bob. So I'm just kind of getting the idea of how big this will be. Roughly sketching that out. Cheese bangs too. So there's different ways that I like to sketch. Sometimes if it's more like of a straight on pose, I'll just kind of just go at it and start with the eyes and then just see how things go from there. Other times, because this is more not so, it's not like very dynamic, but it's more dynamic than just like a straight on pose. So it helps me to roughly draw out and just get the basic shapes down before going in with any sort of detail. Oh, and I am starting again with a 2H pencil. And I feel like if you draw it loosely too, you're able to be more flowy and free with your motions. And then you're able to be more flowy and free with your motions. And then you can, they just look more dynamic and less stiff, as opposed to if you were to just start with the detail right away. And I have to remind myself often when I'm drawing to like sit back and look at the whole piece, because it is easy to just like hone in on one small little area. And then if you look at it, you're like, ooh, it looks good by itself, but like in relation to everything around it, it looks a little funky. So I have to remind myself to do that. Not going in with some of the hair. I always try to make the hair very dynamic and have lots of personality and lots of movement. Because if it just is I don't know. I just like it to look very flowy. And I think one thing that can help with that, I didn't honestly do it over here at all, which I think is kind of why I'm not liking this hair so much. This was my warm-up. But drawing hair, and obviously depends on the style, but for me, I like to have some straight lines with curved lines. So straight, and then it curved, and it just adds more oomph and more dynamic. It makes it more interesting to look at. Because if you just have all flowy, sometimes it can look boring. It's all the same thing. But like curve, straight, curve. I think I learned that from, his name is Todd Carter, and he's kind of been my mentor and has helped me a lot with my art. He's fantastic. You should absolutely go check out his stuff. I can link his portfolio and some of his projects he's done in the past on the screen somewhere. But he's absolutely fantastic, and I'm pretty sure I learned that from him. So now I'm taking my 4B pencil. I'm actually going to sharpen it a little bit because it got a little worn down. So let me just do that real quick. And I just use the Prismacolor one for my pencils, but it works great. So now I'm just going to go in and darken some things up. Okay, I think I'm going to leave this here. I just want to say thank you guys so much for tuning in and just watching me sketch or sketching along with me. I promise there will be more uploads to come. If there are any videos in particular, specific types of videos or specific tutorials you guys would like to see me create, please comment those down below and I'll make sure to look at every single one of those comments. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.